Fiji won the gold, put themselves in with the shot, and Argentina on top of the standings. That, wow, it has been some ride, and we are not done yet. Twickenham Stadium, deep on finals day. We have one match left to bring you. It is the match for gold, and it's New Zealand against Australia. The London Sevens Cup Final 2022 is moments away. New Zealand up against Australia for gold at the London Sevens. It has been quite a couple of days here, 3 years in the waiting. Tom Bowen, he loves his rugby sevens. England not in the medals today, but he's watching on. The 11th seeds New Zealand up against the 3rd seeds Australia in the gold medal match in London. Here's how they got to the final. New Zealand, a quarter-final against Ireland, and then an absolutely incredible game against Fiji in the semi. Australia beat South Africa and then Samoa to reach this stage. Here are the starting lineups. Sam Dixon, the New Zealand captain, the only remaining player from the last time they won the title here in 2014. Mugabe, Black and Carter were brilliant in the semi-final. For Australia, Nick Maloof, the captain, always stands up. Look for Corey Toole and Henry Patterson, who's been a revelation for the Australian Sevens team in London this weekend. Joining me on commentary for the London Sevens Cup Final is former New Zealand Sevens captain Carl Tanana. KT, New Zealand playing in their 100th Cup Final all-time here today. What an achievement that is.
Oh yeah, and it won't be lost on them, the significance of that, Rupert, and playing against their trans-Tasman rival adds even more spice to the occasion. This is the 11th time these two countries have met in a Cup Final. New Zealand at the moment are 8 out of 10. Australia have won 2. But I tell you what, Rupert, this Australian team now are in some red-hot form. New Zealand, after last week, have brought it as well and deserve their place in the final. I can't wait for this one.
A 7th final here in London for Australia. They've only won one of them. That was in 2010. They did play New Zealand in 2014, the last time the All Black Sevens won it. And that was the highest scoring Cup Final in Sevens World Series history, 85 points scored. Let's hope we get a similar sort of game here this afternoon in London. Let's pause for the anthems. Advance Australia fair, but first, God defend New Zealand. Aussie Sevens in full voice at Twickenham. Trans-Tasman Cup final coming right up. Oh, these are the days, KT. You've played in many of them. What's this feeling like?
Oh, unbelievable. It's just resetting after you're hearing your anthem, especially in the amphitheatre such as Twickenham, as we see the taonga, the treasure of New Zealand, the meta held up high in Twickenham. A healthy respect between these countries, no doubt about that. But they'll put that aside for 15 minutes as we get ready to battle.
Deirdre Roach, the leading point scorer on the series.
Jeremy, you got me?
We'll get us started here. New Zealand chasing a 62nd cup title in their 100th gold medal match. Adam Layal, your referee for this one. Australia chasing an 8th title in their 20th final. It's been 20 years since Australia beat New Zealand in a cup final. You've got to go all the way back to Ballymore in 2002 in Brisbane. And Kitsionavai gets New Zealand started. Leroy Carter can't hold on to the pass. It's gone over the sideline. Australia will throw the line out.
Well, this guy's going to have a huge impact on the outcome of this final. No doubt about that. Goes around the Aussie skipper. Kitsionavai just so strong. Tries the in-pass. But a riposte from Australia defensively. This is where they've been so strong.
There you go. 100 cup finals for New Zealand. 13 World Series titles. Joined the series late, of course, in Singapore. Hit a cup final straight away against Fiji. But this, they hope, will be their first gold of the series. Corey Toole chased down by Carter. Here's Deirdre Roach. Trips and gets back to his feet. Brady Rush looking for the counter-ruck. Doesn't win it. There's Matt Gonzalez. He's had a really good tournament. Another new face in this Australian Sevens team. Nathan Lawson now. Dowling to Corey Toole. Australia's leading try scorer on the series. He dummies. He goes. He's got buckets of pace, this young man. Kitsionavai coming across for New Zealand. Inside to Deirdre Roach. He pops it up off the floor and arriving right on cue.
Sorry, lads, I thought it came off. My mistake. Sorry, I thought he lost the forward
one of the whistle blew.
My mistake, scrum.
To be fair, the referee has said it was his mistake. He didn't realise.
I thought he'd come off you, but clearly
it was knocked back from the New Zealand hand, so it's going to be a New Zealand scrum. Just a little bit of how quick Corey Toole is. He goes around the New Zealand defence, but they track back well.
Okay, lads,
they get in the passing lanes of Australia.
Lads, just over to
Chase
me,
back there has been amazing. They've only scored, conceded New Zealand 10 tries all weekend, Carl. That leads all teams. Defence has been impeccable.
Well, defence wins your championships, and that's what's they fixed up and really concentrated on this weekend, New Zealand in particular.
Arohi Mugabi Black to feed this scrum. One of the players alongside Leroy Carter that kept out Waisea Nathungu in the semi-final. They got the free kick. They go quickly. Brady Rush. Regan Ware. Chopped down by Corey Toole. Reload for New Zealand. Here's Sam Dixon, the last remaining player from that 2014 final. Kitsionavai. New Zealand are down in back play. It is Regan Ware. Playing with 6 at the moment, the All Black Sevens. Dylan Collier. Another silver medalist from Tokyo in this team. Sam Dixon missed that event with injury. Now captain of this team. Carter under pressure from Lawson, loose ball. Australia go in to win it. New Zealand get the penalty.
Oh, it doesn't look good for Regan Ware as well. Looked like a shoulder when he hit the deck.
Sorry, Jeremy.
And that tackle of Corey Toole.
Okay, time off.
He's getting up now, very slow.
He's going to get the injured player dealt with.
Regan Ware, his 40th series event. Over 100 tries.
Oh, this back end of the tournament though, Rupert. You just got to muscle it out. No one's operated at 100% at the back-to-back tournaments.
Yeah. War-torn bodies out there, that's for sure. Mugabi Black, kick to the sideline, slowing it down. New Zealand, they'll play the line out. No score yet in the 2022 London final.
Your mark, okay?
There you go, 8 of 10 finals wins for New Zealand against Australia.
On your front line.
They've been very tactical, the New Zealand team, on day 2. They were very good in that department as well when they played Australia and got the win during pool play.
Short to the front to Kitsionavai. for Northland in New Zealand. There's Sam Dixon from Canterbury, another Northlander here. Brady Rush to Leroy Carter into the 22. Corey Toole thought he won it. He gets the call from the referee. That's what he was looking for. Good steal from Toole. Nick Maloof. Gonzalez gets the leg drive going. 3 New Zealanders committed to that breakdown. Patterson plays scrum half to Lawson. Dowling to Corey Toole, who kicks. He'll back his pace. Tangatau getting back for New Zealand.
Backwards by New Zealand.
It's gone backwards, says the referee, but Toole's there. But he was on the floor, and you can't play the ball on the floor. Penalty New Zealand.
Yeah, Leroy Carter getting back fantastically. Toole.
Oh, Bryce, get that early.
Goes past and great race. Actually over chases, goes the borders. Carter just has to regain his feet before he can collect that ball. So he's still on his knees. That's what you can't do.
Leroy Carter, good play from him. What a play it was from him in the semi-final to
Time
keep
off, number 3.
Look at that, 38 tries so far this series. He's not far away from the great Miller.
Time on.
Interesting too, they swap him and Josh Turner out.
Yeah, they did this in the semi-final, didn't they?
Speed for speed there.
Josh Turner in the 7 shirt. We'll see him in shot shortly on the near side of the field. He's a real workhorse for a small man for this Australian team. There he is, he'll chase down this one. Carter does well to pick up the loose ball. Leroy Carter, it opens up for him, but here comes Lawson. Last line of defence had to be made. Turner goes in and wins the steal off the bench and comes up with a play like that in a cup final.
I'll tell you what, that's a chase. Man, oh man, now Nathan Lawson after Carter makes the break.
Your legs are tucked. Please don't scream. It looks terrible, okay?
Well, Josh Turner, New Zealand born and raised there, moved to Sydney. Up against this countryman here. He'll be up for it. Certainly looks that way.
Well, look at that. Australia can go to the top of the series table with a win here. They're 8.5 minutes away. Look at this. Carter goes back. This is after a long chase, mind you, in defence, and then goes straight ahead. But look at Nathan Lawson. Just dig deep and reel him in. Fantastic.
Well, Lawson, late call up to the Olympic squad in Tokyo. Free kick.
You're clearly closing the gap.
A sort of delay of game call there against New Zealand at the line-up, closing the gap. Dowling to Dietrich Roach. Back to Dowling, nice 1-2. On the outside of Brady Rush, here comes Kitiona Vai. Gives it back to Josh Turner. He's found himself all the way over there on the other side. Reload for Australia, here's Lawson. Maloof the captain now. Gonzalez. Patterson with him, Patterson on the cut. Henry Patterson times his line perfectly. And it'll be the Aussie Sevens who strike first in the London Cup final.
Does come down to Matthew Gonzalez. He engages the defence. Here's the initial break on the other side of the field by Australia. They set it up nicely. But there, he engages the fence. That's what makes it chase across. That's what opens up the hole. The third man in from New Zealand is there late. And timing of the late switch by Henry Patterson on point.
Selected for Tokyo Olympics, missed it through injury. He has come of age this weekend. Henry Patterson, he's put Australia in front in the cup final. They will go to half-time feeling pretty good about themselves. Roach adds the extra 2, so Australia at half-time lead New Zealand by 7 points to 0. There's John Minetti, head coach of this Australian team in the white baseball cap. He won 2 titles in Dubai when he was coaching the women, then he swapped with Tim Welsh, now he's in charge of the men. Let's have a listen in. players doing all the talking. There's Clark Laidlaw. First blood to Australia here, KT. What do you think New Zealand need to do?
Well, there won't be any panic, that's for sure. They just have to get their strike. And I think what's most important, we haven't mentioned, Joe Weber hasn't started this game. Obviously, no good to go. Well, they just have to be accurate and set it up, I think, in their attack. They've had enough ball to play with, and they've just got to defensively shut it down. Australia, I think, they've been owning the breakdown, and that's really been a huge feature for them.
Australia leading New Zealand 7-0 after 7 minutes of the London Cup final. They don't get to all that many finals, Australia. A couple on the series so far. Okay, New Zealand will get us restarted. Makwila Rokolessoa goes to the far side. Collier on the chase, been brilliantly won in the air by Dowling, lifted by Gonzalez. But look at Collier with the counter ruck. Wins the ball back for New Zealand. Leroy Carter, Magavi Black, Rokolessoa. He's got Kitionavai with him. Skips inside a defender as Kitionavai. Offloads the ball to Carter. Tackle comes in from Roach. Vai has it back. Maloof, the Aussie captain, wraps him up. Penalty, New Zealand.
It's on quick foot. Here he is.
Rokolessoa! He has the quick feet. He has the opportunity. And he nails the chance that New Zealand have created. The conversion will level it.
Oh, he's been an outstanding eighth man. It all come from that restart. There was pressure on. It was well taken initially from the Australian teams, but Sammy Dixon just monstering through, blows past, gets back up from Collier, and Rokolessoa off the bench has been unreal.
So hard to defend. A good vision from Rokolessoa. The extra 2 points, he converts his own try. 7 each, 5:30 to go.
Tempo's going to lift here from the All Black Sevens. You can just feel it here, Rupert. Australia really needs some pill.
Back underway. Long restart to Roach. Back to his captain, Maloof. They'll just play a patient game here. Maloof straightens the attack. Here's Dixon again with that attempted counter ruck. Patterson
Advantage.
dodges a big hit from Rokolessoa. It's advantage, is it?
We'll slip into ground.
To Australia.
Tackle, New Zealand!
Got to let go. Player got his knees to the floor. Maloof again. Careful to bring that one in. Don't want to make an error at this end of the field. Offload from Roach. That was difficult to take. And a little knock on the floor. Advantage, perhaps, New Zealand is looking for.
Well, you can feel the heat physically from this New Zealand team starting to come, and Sammy Dixon's been a menace at the breakdown. There he is there, just getting the arm of Deirdre Roach. Oh, yeah, maybe.
I thought it was almost great hands from Nick Maloof, but Sam Dixon, you've got to say, this leader of this New Zealand team now, there he is. He missed the Olympic Games with injury, devastated not to go to Tokyo. Named captain after the departure of Scott Curry. And he wants it bad. He wants this gold medal.
Set.
Have the scrum feed. They get the free kick and they go quickly. Magavi Black, Carter. Chopped down by Roach, finished off. Rokolessoa, dummy, steps. Back the other way to Collier. Dylan Collier steps through the line, offload to Carter. Lawson can't stop him. New Zealand are in front in London.
Oh, he's just one of these dudes that will just go 100 from minute 1 to minute 14. Dylan Collier has really stood up these last couple of games as well with Sammy Dixon. And Carter, whether it be attack or defence, is always there or thereabouts.
Bay of Plenty's finest, Leroy Carter. Extra 2 makes it 7 points the difference now, under 3:30 to go. All this second half, KT's been down the Australian end. They need ball. They need to do something with it too.
Yeah, they need this restart. New Zealand would have spoken about that too, Rupert. Force it on the Australians, make them play out of their own half, and at the moment they haven't been able to.
5 London 7 titles for New Zealand all time, but they haven't won one for 8 years. They're 3 minutes away. Here's Patterson. Henry Patterson! Look at him go! He's got plenty of work to do, but he's going to get there. Nicole on the chase. Patterson wins it. Right next to the uprights. The conversion will level this one up.
Look at the determined look on his face too. Really has come of age this tournament. Henry Patterson. There is nothing on. When he receives the ball, he goes on the outside of Rockily So. He's one of the quicker members of this New Zealand Sevens team. Oh, that's a nice shot of him streaking down the middle of Twickenham and getting his country back in and scoring his double. And more importantly, putting it under the H.
Henry Patterson, 2 tries in the semi-final, 2 in the cup final. What a moment for the man from the East Club in Sydney. Longbottom adds the extra 2. We are level, 14 each in the gold medal match. Final 2 minutes. Mugavi Black lifted by Amanaki Nicole for New Zealand. Kitty Onavai picks and goes. Regan Ware, he's dusted himself down after that knock in the first half. Loose pass though, into the hands of Josh Turner. Corey Toole has it now. Chance for Australia, they might be intercepted. It's come off Lawson. No knock on, says the referee. We play on. Here's Dylan Collier up towards the halfway line. No decision from the referee. New Zealand have the ball. 1 minute left in the London Sevens final. If it's level after regulation, 14 minutes, we will go to Golden Point. Vi. Corey Toole get crunched on the floor by Kitty Onavai, and New Zealand have a penalty. Okay, KT, clock's ticking down. New Zealand have the ball in the decision. What happens next?
Well, Sam Dixon's not there, so I don't have to go to the line. I think you set up your move. You've got to strike, I'm sure, ready to go for this particular situation. Regan Ware will be the one in the middle. Who'll it be based around?
Wait, please.
New Zealand making a change. Caleb Tangata is coming out in the 13 shirt. I think it's Narohi Mugavi Black who he will replace. Now, Regan Ware is coming to the sideline, in fact, so it's Tangata for Ware, and Mugavi Black just shifted in to the midfield. New Zealand with changes. Roderick Solo is out there, the man who played his first tournament in Toulouse last week. Here's Tangata. His mother's in the crowd. She's watched him all weekend in Toulouse last week and here in London as well. Collier, Rockily So, so often the game breaker down the stretch for New Zealand. Narohi Mugavi Black stepping, offloading to Rockily So. This is the final play. The clock's in the red. Flicks out the back to Kitty Onavai. New Zealand looking for the win here in London. Narohi Black, Amanaki Nicole. Solo to Tangatau. Caleb Tangatau. What a tackle from Henry Patterson. 2 tries of his own and a try saver in the cup final. Extraordinary finish to regulation time.
Oh, it's been outstanding. rugby sevens. Tangito backs himself on the outside. The man of the moment, Henry Patterson, makes the covering tackle. It has been so good. You know what? We feel like some extras.
I'll tell you what, his old man, Terry Patterson, was a rugby league legend in the NRL, and that was all about effort, that. 14 all after regulation time. We will go to extra time, and the first team to score any sort of points,
You toss the coin for me. Blue
will
or
win
silver?
it.
Blue, silver, call it in the air, please. Let it hit the ground. It's silver. You'll kick off. Which end would you like? You'll play right to left. Thank you.
David Almroth, the new manager of the All Black Sevens, took over from Ross Everest, who gave so many great years of service to New Zealand, involved in the coin toss there. John Manetti with the instructions in the Aussie huddle. So Australia will restart here. There's Clark Laidlaw. He's on the phone, relaying messages. Scotsman in charge of this New Zealand team. They won the Cape Town Sevens in 2019. Last time they won a gold medal on the series before lockdown, but they're back, and there's Mrs. Tangito. She's been cheering on Caleb for a fortnight. He couldn't quite get there, but who knows, he might still get a moment here. Golden point to the side, the London Sevens final. They're going to switch sides.
Yeah, Australia actually won the toss and decided to take the restart. So there's Crystal there, Caleb's mum, Caleb's sister and brother in attendance also.
Corey Toole, 38 tries this season. Could he be the man that comes up with the winner? Ben Dowling from the Waratahs Academy. Aquila Rocalisoa from Counties Monaco and South Auckland. Dylan Collier, Olympic silver medalists. Golden point in the London Cup final. It's gone forward into the hands of Corey Toole. He's got support with him over the top to Ben Maher. And here they are, Australia! They will win it! Henry Patterson! Australia are London Sevens champions. We went to Golden Point, and it didn't take long. Australia beat New Zealand in a cup final for the first time in 20 years.
Scored by number 6 for Australia, Henry Patterson.
Oh man, absolutely shattered out the New Zealand team, but this Australian unit from the kick-off, that's why they decided to take the restart. It is batted back to Corey Toole. And then of course, you got to give it to the man of the moment. You got to give it to your hot hand. And that comes in the form of Henry Patterson.
A hat-trick in the
tries in the final, finishes it. Oh, how good. What a moment for the young man.
He so deserved that, didn't he? He's been outstanding for them down the stretch. The pile-on at Twickenham for the Aussie Sevens. Wow, 2 gold medal matches ahead of this final today. They have done it, Australia. London Sevens champions. They beat New Zealand 19 points to 14.
Oh, with that win, that'll take him to the top of the series standing, Rupert. Man, oh man.
Nick Maloof, he's in tears, the Aussie captain. They've worked so hard for this moment. Henry Patterson, a hat-trick to win it for Australia. Stuff of dreams. A big hug with John Manetti. His first gold medal coaching the men for Australia. He coached the women to 2 gold medals in Dubai before Christmas. Switched jobs, showing his class as well. Chucky Stannard's out there. who won it here with Australia in 2010, the assistant coach with Australia. Okay, let's get some reaction. The Australian captain is with Rob Vickerman.
Well, just look at the emotion on Nick Malouf's face. Incredible scenes here in London. You said it was a happy hunting ground. Tell us what you're thinking right now, man.
I'm just so proud of the performance from our boys. We spoke about getting to work today and putting in a tradesman-like performance, and some of the efforts all over the field throughout the day just can't be prouder of everyone's efforts, and we've worked so hard for this, and I'm just glad we finally got the reward that I feel like we've deserved.
Well, it's been 20 years since you've beaten New Zealand in a final, but moreover, the hard work you put in sees you now top of the HSBC 7 Series. How does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, we still got LA to go, but yeah, a good result for all the hard work that we're putting in, mate. I have a feeling tonight's going to be more about just enjoying this one. This is our first cup final I've won, and I think anyone in this group's won. So we looked at some photos of Chucky winning it in 2010 through the week, so we knew it was possible, and to come out here and make it happen it's incredible.
You're going to enjoy this moment. Thanks very much, Nick.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, the emotion is plain to see. Nick Malouf, what a leader he is of this Australian team. He got married pretty recently, and now he's captained Australia to a cup final win here in London. Okay, the HSBC player of the final is with Rob Vickerman now. Guess who?
Well, too right, Henry Patterson, beaming, smile on your face. What a game that was for you, both in defence and attack. That must be a pretty proud moment.
Yeah, mate, just stoked, over the moon. Like, it was a full team performance. We all chipped in and luckily got there right at the end.
And what's you more proud of, the try at the end, or what about your try-saver to stop it?
Oh, probably the try-saver, keep the coaches happy. We like to pride ourselves in our defence, so I'll go with that one.
Well, just to bring in Brian Dabana, got his own memories here. Player of the final, HSBC. Incredible effort, Henry Patterson.